In a world defined by the chivalry of men like Saladin, there existed a different kind of conqueror, a force of nature born not of noble blood but of brutal necessity. His name was Temüjin, and his legacy is a paradox of unimaginable destruction and unprecedented creation. While others fought for a city or a kingdom, he fought for a world. He would unite a people who had never known unity, and build an empire that would redraw the map of humanity forever. This is the story of Genghis Khan, the universal ruler, the founder of the largest contiguous land empire in history. In the 12th century, the Mongolian steppe was a sea of perpetual conflict. It was a land of fragmented clans and warring tribes, where loyalty was fluid and survival was a daily struggle. A boy named Temüjin was born into this world around 1162, the son of Yesugei, a minor chieftain of the Borjigin clan. But his childhood ended abruptly. In a bitter act of revenge, his father was poisoned by a rival clan. The moment Yesugei died, Temüjin's world crumbled. His clan, seeing no profit in a widowed mother and her young sons, abandoned them to a life of destitution. They were outcasts in a land that held no mercy for the weak. The struggle hardened him. He killed his half-brother in a dispute over a fish, a brutal act that foreshadowed the ruthlessness he would later show to his enemies. His lowest point came when he was captured and enslaved by the very tribe that had betrayed his family. Forced to wear a wooden collar, he was humiliated and left to die. But he escaped, an act of sheer will that cemented his destiny. He now understood that the old system of tribal allegiance was broken. It was a system built on feuds and betrayals, a system he would burn to the ground. As a young man, Temüjin began to build his own army, not on blood ties, but on something revolutionary: merit. He promoted his commanders based on their skill and loyalty, regardless of their clan origin. This was a radical break from tradition, and it attracted the best warriors from all over the steppe. His most formidable rival was his childhood friend and sworn brother, Genghis. Genghis represented the old, aristocratic way of life, clinging to tribal customs and clan loyalties. Their conflict was not just for power, it was a battle for the very soul of the Mongol people. Genghis even defeated Temüjin in an early battle, but his brutal execution of his prisoners alienated his own followers, who flocked to Temüjin's banner. In 1206, at a great assembly of all the tribes, Temüjin was proclaimed Genghis Khan, or universal ruler. The Mongol nation was no longer a collection of tribes, it was a single, disciplined force united under one leader. With a unified military, Genghis Khan turned his attention to the world beyond the steppe. He implemented a revolutionary decimal system, organizing his army into units of tens, hundreds, thousands, and tumen, a staggering 10,000 men. This created a highly efficient and mobile fighting machine. He adopted psychological warfare, using rumor and terror to break the morale of his enemies before they ever met him in battle. His goal wasn't just to win, it was to eliminate the possibility of future resistance. In 1218, a diplomatic mission sent by Genghis Khan to the Khwarezmian Empire in Central Asia was betrayed. The local governor, with the emperor's blessing, seized the caravan and executed the Mongol envoys. This was a grave insult, and Genghis Khan responded with a fury that would become the stuff of legend. The ensuing campaign was a whirlwind of conquest, culminating in the destruction of the Khwarezmian Empire. It was one of the bloodiest campaigns in human history. His armies did not just conquer, they obliterated. After the storm of conquest, an extraordinary period of stability emerged. It became known as the Pax Mongolica, or Mongol peace. For the first time in centuries, the vast Silk Road was safe for travel. Trade and communication flourished. Gunpowder and printing, originating in China, were carried to Europe. Islamic mathematics and astronomy flowed eastward. Ideas, technologies, and art were exchanged on an unprecedented scale. Genghis Khan was a destroyer of cities, but he also became a facilitator of a new global order. He established a legal code, the Yasa, which promoted religious freedom, banned theft, and created a strict, predictable system of justice across his vast domain. Genghis Khan died in 1227, his final resting place a mystery to this day. He had given his people a home, a name, and an empire. But he had also set in motion forces that would outlive him. His sons and grandsons, inheriting a world of his making, would continue his conquests, eventually establishing the Golden Horde, the Ilkhanate, and the Yuan dynasty in China. His empire would eventually fracture and fall, but its impact would echo for centuries. He was a force of utter destruction and a catalyst for a new world. A man who, in his own way, brought the disparate peoples of the world closer together. The story of Genghis Khan is not about a hero or a villain. It's about a man who faced a choice between a life of hardship and the creation of an empire. He chose the latter, and in doing so, he left a legacy that remains one of the most compelling and controversial in all of human history.